Hello everyone, my name is Eduardo, and I've been working in this past week with the workflow catalog team on the foundational chat agents experience, both for users and how we develop them. And I would just like to give an update, an overall overview of what was done, what was changed from the original plan, why did this happen, and where we are going, evolving this. So, first of all, what's the North Star here? What's the goal of foundational agents? With foundational agents, we want to provide teams with the capability of crafting agents that perform some tasks better than our do a chat, than our default to a chat. So specialized situations like security or planner. So they have additional tools that the chat agent doesn't have, or better crafted prompts. We want this to be easy to be created by the teams through the AI catalog. So this would be available on the AI catalog. It would mean we can dog food the product that we offer to the customers. It also makes our agents open. So if a customer wants to build their own agent, they have a series of templates where they can start with. Make it easy for users to consume these foundational agents. If we are providing foundational agents, that means that we trust them and we recommend them. So it should be easy for them to access. And fully self-hosted or air-gapped compatible. These agents should also work on fully self-hosted environments, not only like without the necessity of having to connect to our AI catalog. So the first approach in place was we would we would create this on the AI catalog, so on the global AI catalog. And then the teams would add over there, and then users would need to add the foundational agents to the projects if they wanted. So every time a user wanted to do this, they would add to the project. This worked, and we shipped a couple of agents with this, but there's some issues with this approach. There's configuration over convention here. Every time that as a user, I would like to use an agent, I would have to configure and add this to a project. This could improve by either namespace, top namespace, instance level configurations, but still it's an opt-in for the features that we are providing customers rather than an opt-out. Um, since it was on the catalog, our teams didn't have full control over how to release these agents in the first place, like the level of which tier each agent would belong. Some of our agents need features that are only ultimate, for example. There was no differentiation between this on AI catalog. And it was not compatible with self-hosted instances. So if it was stored on the AI catalog, if an instance didn't have access to that global catalog, that wouldn't work properly. So based on these problems, based on the team needs and the user needs, on last Monday we pivoted. Um, instead of accessing the catalog, every agent is defined on the do workflow service. And there is a list of the available agents on Rails. So if I move over here, this would be how an agent is defined right now, and on Rails, this is how it's referenced. And if I go to my local GDK, I can see on here that I have foundational powered agent. This is also an advantage over the previous version, that the foundational powered agent is that I just created as an example is available on every page that chat is available. It's not only available on the project, it's available at the main page, at the group level, any place it's available for consumption. So I can just ask them something, and then it's gonna answer my questions. Um, So, but we haven't achieved our North Star yet. So now we can, since it's on the back end, we can add controls over agent availability. We can add things like disable settings to enable or disable agents per group, per project, per instance. We can add feature flag control. And since they are defined the on the do workflow service as of now, the workflow service is available fully air-gapped. So these foundational agents are also available, would also be available for fully air-gapped uh, instances. But the current trade-off that we had to do was that teams don't not, at least for now, they're not using the AI catalog to define these agents. So like as I showed over here, they are defining their agents. They would be defining their agents uh, in a YAML file in the workflow service. This is a temporary trade-off. We'll be working on syncing agents from AI catalog to the workflow. What does syncing means? Syncing means that the teams would still create agents on AI catalog and do workflow service when it's being built. When we create an image for the workflow service that is shipped, that is deployed, it would pull the important agents and store them along with the code base. With that, we get both the best of both worlds. Teams still use AI catalog. Teams still dog food our product. It's still easy for to to see the changes. It's a better UX. The teams don't need to care about what are the technicalities of how this works on the background. At the same time, we get self-hosted compatibility. At the same time, we have backend controls and finer logic of what is available. And That's it. Yeah. So we will be working on this. We'll also be working on other improvements. But if you notice, everything that I've worked on this last week is over the chat. These will still live on the AI catalog. They will still live like this. So there's still a lot to be done on the AI catalog itself to reflect, and our designers have already good plans for this, and those designs are still relevant even with the pivot that we made. Once we do the syncing, the user experience, the developer experience, our teammates will be exactly the same as it was before. They will create everything here in the Dual Planner or on the AI catalog, and our customers would still like to see, for example, a badge saying that this is a GitLab verified agent, or they would still like to create a copy of this to build upon and things like this. So that part of the user experience doesn't change. But something that I would like to see, for example, is then when I then go into, let's say, to my test here to create an agent test. For example, I haven't used this new agent. This comes empty. What I could do is import an agent. So I have a tab over here that shows what agents are available from our .com that I can search and use as a template. Or if I go to agents itself, I would have in this list, maybe tabbed, I don't know, the agents that import from the catalog or that I create locally, and then a tab with the available core agents or foundational agents developed by GitLab that allow me to enable and disable, because here I can delete. This can be deleted the project, but a foundational agent cannot be deleted. It could be disabled, but not deleted. So those are things that still need to be implemented that will be part of later. So what I will be working next on AI catalog, on this foundational agents is syncing. This is something that I will do soon. And I just added controls that are like allowing um, the resolver or the query that fetches the foundation agents to receive information about what namespace and group ID or project ID are available so that we can do controls over feature flags and whatnot. Um, and those are the most important things. We need versioning, but versioning will come up later by the dual agent platform team. But it's already is something that those 2 points that I'll be adding, and also some differentiation here. This is something I will add soon, which is a differentiation between what is foundational agent and what is not foundational agent. So here we should have a small like icon or something saying this is a foundational and these are added by the user. Scopes is also something that I would like to work on or maybe have someone worked on. Scopes means not every agent is important or relevant on every page. So right now, if you have a foundational page, an agent, they will appear on every place chat is available. But for example, I can have an agent that only is only relevant in a project level, or an agent that is only available. So, for example, I am creating a specific agent that um, that helps creating this form, right? This agent is not relevant anywhere else except if the user is on this page. So there's no point in showing that car agent on the dropdown. This should only be available here. So this is what I mean by scopes. Um, Agents could appear in different places. So this is will come eventually as well. Okay, so this is the current stage that we are in. Big summary. Um, like summarizing everything that needs to be everything that was designed to happen on an AI catalog will still like on the UI, on the user experience of AI catalog, having the verified are still relevant. I worked mostly on the chat itself, making those available for the chat and on the developer and user experience. And I will be adding sync soon. Those are the main takeaways of this project, just to avoid any confusion over the pivot. I know it was a hard pivot that we did this last week. Thank you for bearing with me and thank you for collaborating on this. Talk to you soon.